Yep, and I'm sure that first and foremost on Billy's mind is getting off to a good start this game after getting himself in the hole the last two.
Yeah, he started off giving up 4 the first game and 6 this game. He didn't want to give up any in the first frame.
Well, not the start that he was looking for there. I would expect him to play this straight up.
Yeah, third and final match. He's not going to go out aggressive. They got to stay in the game all the way. I think it's just going to go back and forth with legs, unless there's a really great opportunity.
There's been very little aggressive play out of either one of them, but none of it's been effective thus far. And just checking out the speed there, trying to figure out, trying to get dialed in so he can pop himself a good hammer to start the game.
That was a nice shot by Roger.
Yeah, Billy struggled over there the last time there was a weight on that side.
Shot it more firm, didn't take the drift.
Yeah, but still caught the weight kind of as if it was falling off the side. Billy struggled a little bit with his crosses. And this is a spot where Billy's really struggled. I'm not surprised that Roger's challenging him there early.
Looks like the board's a little bit slicker right now. Oh, nice shot. I thought when he let go of it, he shot it too soft.
Yeah, you said the board had sped up a little bit, but yeah, that
looked like it was dragging there at the end.
Well, good shot there, but also a good decision to challenge him over there because he hasn't stuck one yet. He's missed a couple of weights, so that's certainly where I would have gone with it.
Oh, I think it was a good shot by Roger, testing him out on that shot.
Yeah, I got no problems with the strategy there. A little surprised he's not just playing weight for weight right out of the gate here. Of course, he probably wanted to test his hammer out a little bit, but being down 3-0, you don't want to be lagging against two weights, that's for sure. He's going to try to make the combination here. And yep, great shot there. Getting himself out of any potential trouble. So, just what you would hope for, a chance to lag against a 1.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Shallow deuce, a deep deuce.
We've kind of expected this to be just a back and forth trading lags kind of match. Neither one of them has really played out that. Neither of the first two games has played out that way. I would expect this to be a pretty non-aggressive strategy on both parts. I think they're both just going to be hitting weights and lagging unless somebody happens to pop a couple in a row and gets out to some kind of substantial lead.
Well, basically, this is one game for all the marbles for Roger, and Billy needs the game to continue, so I expect the same thing.
And, even though obviously the person that's undefeated has a big advantage, History's kind of over the history of not only this tournament but most tournaments. The player that is in the losers bracket wins pretty close to 40% of the time. So it's if the person in the losers bracket wins the first match, they're at least a coin flip to win the next one.
Yeah, because the guy feels a lot more pressure, you know.
Yeah, the dreaded reverse pressure of being in control and letting it slip away a little bit is definitely something that's difficult to contend with.
And nobody likes to get double dipped.
No, there's a little bit of a stigma about that. And sometimes it's easier on the guy coming out of the losers bracket. They have less pressure and they've built a little momentum because they've had to win several matches in a row to get to the finals. Let's see if he lags that towards the right rail and lets it swing into the center, which is what he did successfully a little bit last game. No, he's just going straight up the middle here. That's no one. Boy.
That's going to cost him.
Wasn't particularly close.
He was thrown into that rail and it was dragging up a little bit, so he took a more straighter approach.
Yep, and early in the game, a little more speed straight up the middle.
Looks like they're both settled in on this game. As far as nerves go, it looks like they're both comfortable.
Yeah, I think that that both of them lag the opposite ends of where they have the hammer a little better. I think Billy lags this end a little better. Roger lags the other one a little better. But that's not where the hammer is currently situated.
Shallow deuce. Good shot.
Greatest shot in shuffleboard right there if you can do it when you want it. I think he would have preferred to stick that weight dead on. That's going to give Billy a chance to stick it and still have a shallow deuce.
If he sticks it, I think it's going to be a one.
You're going to need to slide it a little bit, but he has given him an opportunity.
Oh, yes. That was critical there. Almost a major mistake.
Yeah, you can't try and go for the slide and forget the primary goal, which is to make sure the weight goes off.
If you're watching this at home, it's always important to hit the weight first, stick second.
Well, back-to-back mistakes there, one apiece.
You know, it's interesting listening to you gentlemen talk. I think this is the game that Roger has to win, especially when you pointed out, John, that 40% coming from the loser's bracket win, because when Billy first came out, we were talking about the fact of how much he talked about the importance of this tournament, winning it. I think the pressure will really be steeped up against Roger if they go a second match, because Billy knows then he's got a real chance at winning it. I think that's where the pressure will come.
Well, yeah, and it's, again, it's that reverse pressure when you think that you're supposed to win, which, you know, by all accounts you are if you're the undefeated player. And if you do lose the first match, there's certainly far more pressure on that person than the person that's coming out of the loser's bracket who's going to play a little looser.
Well, it looks like Roger's got his nerves under control this game.
Yeah, he's backed off on the speed a little bit. Still hitting him nice and firm, but Billy's still struggling on that cross.
Looks like he's struggling on both the left and the right.
Yeah, and certainly at this level, if they're not sticking a weight consistently, then that means they're having a little trouble there. You certainly expect them to hit it with no issues.
Well, he tried to test him again on that left. He threw off. Let's see if Billy comes back on that one.
I think Billy's probably going to check out his hammer after having lagged off last time. But nope, he's just going to protect his hammer. the fact that he didn't practice anything that frame in terms of speed. We'll see how he reacts here. Let's see if he goes back into throwing it more towards the rail. No, he's right up the middle again.
Looked like he backed
like
off
last
a little
frame,
bit.
yeah, he definitely backed off of it a little bit. Yeah, got himself a nice solid deuce, it looks like.
Yep.
Well, stop by shuffleboards.com for all your shuffleboard needs, featuring shuffleboard tables, powder, weights, aluminum caps, weight cases, and apparel. Our company and products are based on the premise that quality and performance never are compromised. Elevate your game with Summit Shuffleboard.
All right, we're back to a nice conservative strategy as we both kind of expected this game to play out. Sure, Roger will be checking out his hammer there. See if we can get a feel for the speed.
Deep one.
Yeah, Billy made a nice adjustment after throwing his previous hammer off by a pretty big margin. We'll see if Roger can make the same adjustment.
Most people in this situation are going to protect their hammer. Let's see if he does it.
No, he's going to check out the speed a little bit. And again, we've got a cross shot there. We'll see how Billy reacts to this. All right. Just what you'd expect. Billy giving him a clean board to lag on. It's going pretty much up the same lane he did last time. Looks like he's backed off on his speed a little bit also. And lagged himself a 4.
Big leg.
Yeah, that's a momentum shifter.
Could be more dangerous on the table than you think.
Yeah, I tried to back up, almost fell over.
Well, anytime somebody lags a 4, it's a momentum shifter no matter what the score is. Those are just, you just really hate being on the receiving end of those. Whereas Billy had been really aggressive on those short weights yesterday when they played and bumped a few of them up, he's playing straight up right here. And Roger, of course, is going to try and get a weight up there in Billy's lagging spot if he can.
Yeah, that definitely looks like the board's floating a lot better.
Yeah, kind of surprised that he didn't keep that weight on. And it may be that he tried to, but he really hasn't had any lags from that end yet, so maybe it's a little faster than what he anticipated.
Well, the hammer's coming up right now.
Well, he answered with another deuce, maybe with 3.
Tray.
Yeah, big 3.
Great leg. Great pressure shot.
I think this is kind of what we expected both yesterday and today is both guys playing conservative with a lot of big lags. And after both games yesterday and today where there were big leads early, and this one is kind of just going back and forth, trading hammers.
Going to be a grind game, looks like.
With two guys that are pretty darn good grinders.
Absolutely.
Now Billy's trying to figure out if he wants to try and challenge him to steal a hammer somewhere or just turn him loose on a clear board.
Well, the way Billy's legging that other end right now, even though he probably prefers this end, I probably wouldn't do it.
But if he feels like he can throw a small deuce up there, there's never a bad time for one of those. All he's doing is practicing a shot there.
Yeah, I'm going to let him go.
What I mean by practicing a shot there is that Billy was basically in his mind shooting an imaginary weight in that position. If he had to stick a 3 in that particular spot on the board, just checking out the speed to see if he in fact would have the right line to do so.
Roger just legged deep deuce to tie the game. Usually what happens when a guy legs a 4, the very next time he gets a hammer, he backs off a little bit, usually is a 1.
Yeah, because a lot of times those 4s are ones that they feel like they let go a little too hard and it just happened to pull up.
He's testing out Billy's left again. This one came back a little bit more. It should be a little bit easier to stick.
All right. Well, they're both looking pretty comfortable over in that spot. This one's a little closer to the rail.
They both look really comfortable right now shooting.
Well, Billy probably just protecting his hammer here. Well, whatever jitters Roger had on that rail earlier in the match, he seems to have settled in and backed off the speed a little bit. Didn't expect any misses out of him to begin with. It looks like he's comfortable now, and I certainly wouldn't expect any misses going forward. Oh, looks like he pushed that one a little bit harder.
That's a critical mistake.
Well, a little harder.
Yeah. He needed to score there at least. He needed 1 point.
Yeah, he had to be on 9 there. 10 and 11 is a bonus, but yeah, that's a really big mistake.
Yeah, as we were talking earlier, there's 3 parts to this game. If he'd have got on 9, it'd have been in the second half of the game where, you got to be in control a little bit.
And Roger will check out the speed, keep practicing his hammer at any opportunity. And of course, the fact that Billy lagged off, Roger will be much more conscientious now of making sure that he gets on at least 9.
Yes. I still expect him to go for that deep 1 shallow deuce, which I thought that's what Billy would have done.
Yes, indeed. That's and Roger's continuing to test him over there on that left cross.
Nice stick by Billy.
A little surprised because that gives Roger a chance to lag against a 1.
Yeah, I was a little surprised too. I think he's just
Billy
trying to
could be thinking that if Roger makes a mistake, he can steal and get on 9. That could also mean that he's just not very comfortable with that spot and didn't feel good about shooting hard at it.
Yeah.
Even though it's obvious Roger was hoping for a bigger lag, that's the key point that he took that Billy didn't, and that puts him at the advantage. Well, we'll see if Billy hits this or tries to just put one right behind it short, which is what it looks like he's going to do.
Well, I think
I think there was kind of an either-or shot. He's either going to get just barely past it or touch it just like that. Interesting that he didn't throw it short and protect his hammer a little more.
Well, here comes the hammer.
That's tough. He's had a couple of good lags and a couple of them have gone off. So
I don't expect him to throw this one off.
Well, I don't either. It'll be interesting to see if he takes the exact same track. It looks like he's lining up to do. No, he went over to the rail a little bit this time. Hoping it'll swing in and pull up a little bit. No. Boy, back-to-back big mistakes. He's digging himself a huge hole here.
They were just talking like the game that the board's a lot faster.
Yep, I heard that.
Temperature plays a big part of speed. If it's warmer, it's going to be a little slower. If it's colder, it's going to be a little faster.
Yep, and it's pretty chilly in the room right now.
It looks like it's cooled down a little bit.
Well, that puts Roger firmly in control of the match. Provided he doesn't make any mistakes, Billy's going to have to do something special to climb back in. Even though he's only 1 point down, lagging off consecutive frames is really going to make him.
Well, it plays a mental part on you.
Yeah, it's.
Right now, the best scenario would be that Roger only legs a 1 for Billy.
Yeah, that would be a gift to Billy at this point in time. It's going to be hard for him to be too aggressive with his lag the next time until he gets something to stay on the board. And I wouldn't be surprised if, even though he needs a 2 or a 3 next frame, if in fact he only ends up with a 1.
Well, does he put a shallow deuce up there and hopefully only 6 for a 1, or does he throw it
Oh,
off?
I think he's definitely going to try and do that. No, but not if he's shooting off the rail. Yeah, he didn't want that.
Well, the board's 20 foot 8 inches long. He's got 12 inches to leg a deuce or a tray.
And it's a total green light for Roger. I expect this to be an aggressive lag.
Look at it slowing out.
Wow.
He came up short. That's
That's
a major
just
mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to be either off or a 2 or a 3 to lag short there against a weight at that score. Just
well,
that's a mistake that you don't expect to see at this level.
Well, and now it changes the game too, because Billy legged off twice from that end, and this end might be a little slower. He might be able to leg this one better.
Yep, and Now whoever can pop 2 threes first.
Well, Hudson Shuffleboards is a proud sponsor of the 2015 North American Shuffleboard Championships. Hudson Shuffleboards, quality shuffleboards at an unbeatable price. The full line of Hudson Shuffleboards are available at www.shuffleboardtables.com.
And Billy's just trying to get himself, get the speed figured out in case he ends up with the lag at that end again. So every chance he gets on the clear board, I expect him to try and throw a 2 or 3 up there.
Well, let's see if Billy's got this right rail figured out.
Yeah, he'd certainly like to try and slide this into the center of the table.
Which he did.
Which he did. Well, is he going to hit this real hard or maybe try and slide it over into that left cross corner and steal a hammer?
I don't think he's going to shoot hard because it dives off. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, look on his face says otherwise. Well, you certainly don't think that he would have wanted to stick it there, so I'm guessing that he wanted to try and slide it over to the left cross corner and hit it on the wrong side. Well, this is the first time Roger's had the hammer on that end in a while. Let's see what he does with it. And
after them two talking about after Billy laid off 2, I think Roger just backed off on that leg.
Yep. Yep. There was an accidental overring there that reset the score to 10-9. Roger's lead. Meantime, in the other divisions, Division 2 and 3 are both over with. And Division 1 is going to a sudden death match. Donnie Baxter from Oregon and Roland Valverde from San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, that was a major miss. Major
Yeah,
miss.
That's just hard to believe.
One thing about this game, everybody misses.
Yep, that's, Roger's one of the best weight hitters in the game, and really kind of expected him to be, real firm with that and not give himself any chance to miss it.
Well, he's looking
it's open, but
he's looking at whether to go for the combo or try to come around it with his thumb.
Yeah. I'd personally try and pick it out, but of course that's a little risky if you do happen to miss it. Oh, that's great shot.
Great shot. Billy's going to cover it, I think, unless he's going around it. He is going around it.
Well, it's a nice shot. That's pretty tough for Roger to stick. If in this situation or any situation, if you can lag with one working, that's as good as it gets.
Looks like he's going for the combo.
Yep.
Well, here's a big opportunity for Billy to leg a deuce or tray here and take commanding lead.
And you can tell by Roger's reaction, he knows just how big of a mistake he made by giving Billy an opportunity to lag with one working. Whereas Billy needs to take advantage of it. Yeah, not really what he wanted. Roger got out of that okay. Billy's two lags away from going out. If Roger hits 12 here, he's only one lag away, so he can turn the advantage back to himself with just your garden variety deuce lag.
Well, he's looking at whether to pass that weight or just hit it. Looks like he's going to hit it.
Yeah, I don't think he would have passed it. He might have bumped it if he was going to be aggressive, but I don't see any. That would not have made any sense to me. What he really wants is the board to be clear and give himself the best opportunity to lag something.
Oh, I agree. When he stopped and was looking at it, that's what it kind of looked like. There's his pass shot. Oh. It's not what he wanted.
Yeah, and very surprising that Billy's one of the best short weight players in the game. Very nicely done. But as solid as his short game play is, I would really expect him to stick this weight. He's probably going to shoot it nice and soft and either just touch it off or just go by it. Oh, I was wrong. Terrific shot. And that's a potential game saver.
Yeah, Roger definitely does not want to leg off here.
Yep, as important as 12 is in this game, that certainly forced him to be a little less aggressive. The lag off there would let Billy on 12 and put him one lag out, so.
Well, the first one to score 4 is going to win this one. Game to 4.
Yep, and they're both thinking the same thing, lag 2 deuces or figure out a way to steal a point and lag with 1 working. Boy, that's well, Billy wasn't even tempted. Now Billy's thinking if he can stick this weight and Roger doesn't, then he can throw a short one and protect his hammer.
With the score 11-11, John, and Billy's hammer, what would you do on your last weight?
My strategy here is contrary to, perhaps what a lot of people believe, but if I could get a huge 1 or a small 2 up in his lagging spot, I always love the opportunity if I can steal that 12th point to do so.
I agree with you.
It's obviously risky. It does allow the guy to turn it loose a little. Frees up his stroke a little bit, but it's a bit of a gamble, but if it pays off, it puts you in a great position to win.
It's down to deep 4. Billy just stick for a 3.
And he was looking for a shallow deuce or even maybe a medium deuce. Certainly didn't want to give Billy this opportunity. Looks like he's all over it.
Oh, I think he slid it to a 4. I think that's
going
game.
to be close.
It's going to be interesting when they take a look.
That's game.
Wow.
Game.
Huge.
Awesome
huge.
shot.
Wow.
So.
Great shot and a mental mistake. Taking advantage of a mental mistake.
We will have these two matching up for the championship up next.
Yep. I imagine we're going to break here for about 5 and